There have been many infamous bugs in basketball video games over the years, including some weird roster glitches. Without a doubt though, the strangest one that I've encountered comes courtesy of my NBA Live 97 Super Nintendo cartridge that appears to be permanently glitched. Back in the late 90s, my basketball video game collection wasn't nearly as big as it is now. I did like to get games on multiple platforms though, and ended up buying the Super Nintendo version of NBA Live 97 cheap at a local video game store that did trade-ins and sold second-hand games. I kept that original cartridge since then, but upon firing it up again some years back, I noticed a strange error. I finally got around to hooking up my Super Nintendo to my Elgato so that I could show you all this bizarre phenomenon. It was essential to capture the original cartridge on original hardware, so please excuse the quality of the footage. At some point, the rosters on the cartridge glitched out, replacing about a third of the league with copies of Christian Laettner. From the Atlanta Hawks through to half of the Golden State Warriors roster is lineup after lineup filled with Laettners. Seeing this for the first time, I tried resetting the roster, but to no avail. It wasn't just an error in the menus either, as when you enter gameplay, the infamous former Blue Devil is everywhere. It's a bit like that old Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's playing every position in a baseball game, though old Bugs is admittedly a more popular figure than Christian Laettner. I picked up a replacement copy of NBA Live 97 off eBay a few years back, but I kept my original copy too, and fired it up just to see if the glitch was still there. Strangely, it seemed to have corrected itself. Sort of. The rosters were now mostly accurate, but copies of Christian Laettner popped up here and there, along with duplicates of other players when I tried to make trades or adjust the lineups. After resetting the rosters a few more times, I was back to having a league full of Laettners. Reset after reset again after that had no effect. As far as I can tell, there's no fixing this glitched cartridge. It's truly bizarre, as it seems as though data that shouldn't be overwritten has somehow become corrupted and subsequently saved, though it doesn't prevent the cart from working. I've wondered if perhaps the battery is faulty, though surely that would result in roster customization being lost, and the original roster data being restored the next time I switch the game on. The cartridge itself hasn't been mistreated, and I've also tried cleaning it properly, so it should be working fine. The game has locked up on me a couple of times, so it seems there's some damage there, but I have no idea how it might have been caused. As for why it's Christian Laettner, he's the starting power forward for the Atlanta Hawks, and as such, is the first player to appear on the first team lineup screen in the roster's menu. Interestingly, when you open up the NBA Live 97 ROM with a hex editor, Laettner isn't the first name you'll find among the player data. His team and lineup assignment nevertheless makes him the first name you'll see on the roster screen, so whatever's causing the glitch, it appears to be duplicating his data and overwriting several other players that appear after him. That the game is still functional in this state, outside of a couple of lockups, is pretty funny. For the record, I've also found a player duplication bug in the Xbox 360 version of NBA Live 06. If you accidentally change a player's assigned team in Edit Player, it will create a duplicate in the rosters that results in an invisible player in gameplay, with no way to fix it. This is obviously a major oversight, making it very easy to ruin a custom roster with an accidental button press. With that being said, it only affects the custom roster save, and not the original data stored on the DVD. If you reset the roster and start again, you're not stuck with the error. Again, with my NBA Live 97 Super Nintendo cartridge, it looks like ROM data has somehow been overwritten. The battery backup in video game cartridges isn't infinite, so maybe it is on the way out, and the game is having difficulty retaining and restoring data as a result. Maybe someday, I'll try replacing the battery, and see if that fixes the issue. It's about the only thing I haven't been able to try yet. In the meantime, I'd love to know if anyone else has any suggestions, or had similar experiences with NBA Live 97, or for that matter, any other NBA Live title on Super Nintendo. As for my glitch cartridge, it's just too funny to throw away. I did have to get a working replacement for the sake of my collection, and so far so good. Still, now I have to wonder, is it only a matter of time before Christian Laettner leaves his mark on this cartridge too? I guess stay tuned for my creepypasta, The Curse of the Blue Devil.